All right, so welcome to lookup function. Now, when we talk about lookup function, we're talking about functions that allow you to use a particular information or a piece of information to look up another information. So, for instance, we have like employee here. We could get an employee's name from here. Then we want to look up, please work let me from you, either Francisco or Paula. So I'm muting you, both of you. Your background it's so noisy. So lookup function has to do with using a particular information to look up another information. So I have an employee's name, and I want to use that employee's name to look up what the employee's country is. So I could pick up employee's name, I could pick up what's the name. The first one is Warren colon. I want to use Warren colon to look up what his country is. I could also use it to look up what his department could be. So that's what lookup function is all about. Use a particular information to look up what the corresponding information will be for that particular data, that particular information you're looking at for. And now there are different types of lookup function, and the most popular one is the VLOOKUP. The VLOOKUP is the most popular lookup function we have out there. We also have some other lookup function, and they all work together. So we have the VLOOKUP. Have the HLOOKUP. We have the index and match. And I'm going to write them separately because they're actually two different functions, but they work together. When you use together, you get their strength. They work together to give you their strength, or to exhibit their strength. And then we have the most improved one, XLOOKUP. The XLOOKUP is an improvement on VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. Challenges of VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP was solved with XLOOKUP. So that's why you cannot find XLOOKUP on the earlier versions of Microsoft Excel. You only find it if you have the updated version of Microsoft Excel. So I encourage everyone to have the updated version of Microsoft Excel. And we are going to look into this, but today we will start with this. So I don't confuse you. We'll start with this. This is the most used one out there. It is the most used one. And if you understand this, most times we don't usually use this. V stands for vertical. H stands for horizontal. So this is the most used one. Who hardly use this? So we're going to pay more attention on this, and this. Those are the ones we're going to pay more attention on. And when we say VLOOK vertical, it means the data set that is vertical, that is actually vertical from top to bottom. Horizontal is from left to right. So those long data sets are the ones you usually use VLOOKUP on. The wide one, that's why the one we use HLOOKUP on. All right, so let's move on. Any question on that? No question. So let's get into work. Like we know, it's a function. VLOOKUP is a function. And because it's a function, we are going to, just like every other function, we're going to look at for the function. So let's say we want to find which country Warren column belongs to. We can pick up any country here, anyone here, any employee's name, but we'll start with this. Let's say we want to start with what Warren column belongs to. We start with the VLOOKUP, and this is how it works. As usual, whenever we want to use a function or a formula, we start with equal to. Now, I'm going to type it out so I will know, check out what the meaning is. VLOOKUP is a function that looks for the value in the leftmost column of a table. So the leftmost column of a table is this. So that thing you're looking up for has to be on the leftmost column of a table. Please, it's a very important one. What you're looking up for must be on the leftmost column of the table, and then returns a value in the same row from a column you specify. It has to be what you're looking up for. So we are looking up for Warren, that's employee's name. It has to be on the leftmost column. And then we return whatever we are looking for here. And how is the function like? That's VLOOKUP. Let me type it out. And I'll pick it with, I can double click it or I use my tab key. So this is the function. But the first one here you can see is what we are looking up for. The value we are looking up, which is we're looking up for Warren colon. The table, that is this range or table, it could be a range, it could be a table, and we'll get to that in a minute. And then the index of the column index or the column index, or we'll call it the column index number, which I'm going to explain to you. And then the range lookup. In Excel function, whenever you see something, any parameter or argument written in square bracket, it means it is optional. Whenever you see such like this, you can see range lookup, it means that information is optional. So now let's look at it. Look, the lookup value is this. This is what we're looking out for. We'll click on it. So we have picked what we are looking out for. We separate it with a comma. The second argument is the table array. So the table array is here. So I'm going to first pick the whole table. So I'm going to pick the whole table or the whole range, as you know. So it has picked it up from A4 up to the D53. Please take note of this. This is a range. This means the range starts from A4, Warren column. It goes right, left, it goes to the right and then down to the bottom, up to the 53rd row. Please take note of that. And that's D53. That's what a range is. And the range depends on what you have selected. And we have selected where we have data. Now, that is the table array. The table array is what we have selected. I'll separate it to a comma. What is the index? The country, it's the index column. Now, in VLOOKUP, Excel counts the index from left to right, and it gives them number from 1 to any number of column you have. So what it means, like employee name is column 1, employee ID is column 2, department department is column 3, and country is column 4. So what we are looking for is country. That's the column index we are looking for. That's what we are targeting, because that's what we want it to return. Which country does it belong to? So we pick it up, column index, that is column 3. That's country. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's column 4. Write it column 4. Now this, we are done with this. We are now left with the range, with the range lookup. So the range lookup, I will put a comma so that you see what it looks like. So the range lookup gives us what we call approximate value, approximate match, or exact match. What is an approximate match and what is exact match? Approximate match is, in case you did not find the exact match for that particular column, for that particular lookup or information you're looking up for, just give us an approximate, or anyone that's close to it. Exact match means please give us the exact match. Don't give us anything approximate. And now you could write, to get the approximate value, you type true. To get the exact value, you type false. And in Excel, true is 1, false is 0. So you can type 1 to represent true, or you can type the true itself, the word true. You can type 0 to represent false, or you can type false to represent false. Please take note of that. Now, by default, because this is the first one, that's the default one. So let's say we did not type any lookup range or any range lookup, true or false, we did not type it. Excel will pick up the default one, which is true. Excel will assume you are using the true. And then and you know what the true means? It means approximate match. When it sees an approximate match, it will just pick it up. Let's enter. And it's telling us that column country is Germany. Or on column country. Does it make sense?
Sorry, Kingsley.
Yes,
But
please.
I thought columns are represented by alphabets. Why did you use for?
Colon. I
I
don't
mean, I
get
said
what you're asking.
Columns are represented by alphabets.
So that's the default value when you're looking up for the range, for the cell reference. You use alphabet to represent column, and numbers to represent cell, to represent row. At this point, you're looking for the reference, cell reference. But when you have a table that you want to reference, and the table is asking you for the column name. If you have a column name, you give it the column name. Excuse me.
So,
So, are we clear? Is it clear?
I have a question, please. So
let me hold on. Let me finish with Fola. Fola, is it clear?
Sorry, you said that in this aspect you have to use number instead of letters.
If you ask for a column name, that's what you use. You reference the column name. This letter, it's for cell referencing. It is used to mention what a cell represents. This letter and this number. It is used to exactly say what a particular cell represents. It doesn't have anything to do with the name of the column. So for instance, we have here, let me click here. So I picked Warren column as the name of the lookup value. And instead of typing Warren column, I pick up the cell number, the cell reference, which is H3. That is different from column name, the name of columns. Because Excel expects you to create tables with the data you're presenting. That's why it has a concept of columns and rows. So the only thing we use this for is to reference the position of a value. That's the only thing we use this for, these letters and this number. That's why I explained the concept. I explained cell referencing to you guys yesterday. So take note, that's all we use it for. The name of the position of a value. In the case of Warren column H3, the position of the value, that's all we use this for. And it's important because it's for cell referencing. And it's important because without it, you won't be able to dynamically reference where a particular value should be. Is this clear, please?
It's clear.
All right. So the next person, Peculiar.
No, I wanted to say that means it's not ideal to leave Excel to choose the default cell reference for us, because obviously it returned false. Like it returned them the wrong thing for us.
It returned the wrong value. So that depends on what you're looking for. So you need to be intentional. I am looking for a exact match, or I am looking for approximate match. But this is not the case. This is not a true usage of approximate match. So that's why it's returning this value to you. And in the future, we're going to learn how to use approximate match when it is applicable. For now, if you're looking for the country, you want to get the exact country. Otherwise, you'll be making mistakes. So approximate match is not the best. Exact match is the best. And that's why I use this so that you understand the fact that that particular the column here. So the fact that this is optional does not mean you should just leave it. You need to be intentional. The fact that it is optional does not mean you should just leave it for Excel to dictate for you. Be intentional with what you want. So because we want exact match, we put exact match. I can put 0 or I can put false. That's what it means. False and 0 means the same thing. So I put equal to, and then we have USA, which is the correct one.
What if there are two Warren column?
To ask.
What if there are two Warren colon? We expect that the two Warren, okay, what if there are two Warren colon? What happened at this time? Then the employee name will not be the right one, the right information, the right column to use to look up. Perhaps employee ID will be the right one. So remember the concept of primary keys that uniquely identify a person or an object. My question, if I answer your question, please try to communicate well.
Sorry, did you ask a question?
If I answer your question, I need you to communicate like, okay, that makes sense. Or if you're not sure, if you're not clear, you respond to.
No, I thought you are still in the process of explaining.
I've done explaining.
No, probably my transmission got
All right,
cut
so
or something.
I am saying that if we have this here, then employee name will probably not be the right one. We'll need to use for a unique identifier, which is this time maybe employee ID.
Okay.
And that's like the concept of primary keys in the database that we created.
Okay, all right.
All right. Thank you. So does anyone have any question here? And that is the lookup function. That's the formula for lookup function. Does anyone have any question here? Okay.
I have a question, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
So what if you want to find all the people that are from USA? Is it that you will now use USA as the search criteria?
So that means you want to do a kind of count.
As in, you want to bring out the list of all the people that are from USA?
Oh, you want to get the list of all the persons from USA? Not at this point. We'll get to that point when we can use the where clause. Or we can use filter to get all those. Okay.
Okay.
Are we good?
All right.
All right. So the any other question? No other question. So let's look for departments. So we want to look for Warren Collins department. The lookup the same person, Warren. Now I want to look up for, instead of picking up, I want to, the departments I want to look up for this. I want to look up for this. So I'm not picking this. And the index at this point is 2 and 3. And I want approximate match. I want exact match, 0. So we'll say it's sales. And we got it correctly. What if we want to look at for the number? What if we want to look at for the country? Imagine if it is country we want to look at for. That means at this point, what will be the column name? What will be the column number? Assuming it's, sorry, assuming it's country we want to look at for, what will be the column number?
H4.
4. Good. So now watch what happens. They're giving us a reference error. Why do you think we have this reference error?
Because you put this thing as at number 3 instead of 4. Countries at number 4 column.
But that's what it is, number 4.
No.
It's on the 4th column. Look at this other one.
But when you
Country.
selected the range, the table range, countries was not selected.
Exactly. So we did not select the country. So if we come here now and change this D, this C to D because country belongs to D, then we have it. So the idea here is at every point in time, try to select your entire table, your entire range. Because you don't know how, you want to work to be dynamic. And because you want to work to be dynamic, when you try to select just one part of a thing, a part of it, in the future, your work will not likely be scalable. So selecting the entire range is a very good, selecting the entire range is a good way to go. It is a good practice. Let us do another thing. So I'm going to pick up only department. So let me change this. So it's just department I am looking for, which is 3. But now I don't want to select this. Okay, so department is still sales. Let's see. Let me put another person's name here. Gail Kane. Let's look for the all right, so I want to get the country that is for. I just copied and pasted it, please. So it's saying Gail is Germany instead of USA. You can see. Now we found a way to sort this. We say using approximate value, using exact value and sorts takes care of this, if you remember. Another way we can handle this is come to this column, right click and sort. So let's sort from A to Z. And it gave us this. So we have two ways. It's either we put the approximate, we put the exact match, or we sort, or we do the both of them. So sometimes you may not really remember to sort. That's why you just go straight and look for the exact match. Is this clear, guys?
No, I don't understand the concept of sorting.
So the sorting, so the idea of sorting here, can you see Gail Kane belongs to USA, but when I search here and use approximate match, it gave us, and use the default, which is approximate match, it gave us Germany. But here for the Warren colon, we use approximate exact match, it gave us USA. We are saying instead of I'm saying that if we put this 0, it definitely will give us USA. But another way to handle this, in case you don't remember to put the exact match, is to sort that column where this lookup function is. That's the lookup value is. And the lookup value is on the employee name. So when I come here, right click and sort A to Z, it changes to the exact match. Now, did this change to exact match? It didn't, but it gave us the right
This
information.
one be like magic.
That's because you sorted it. So the whole concept is go into the habit of sorting the value you're looking up. Go into the habit of sorting it, and always go into the habit of using your approximate or exact match, because those are standard practices. That way, you're not going to get it wrong.
So if you use exact match and you sort, will it? But if you use exact match, if you sort, will it still be the same or will it
Yes,
scatter?
you can say that the USA for Warren column did not change when we sorted. So it gives you the right information. So go into the habit of doing that. Sort and approximate exact match if you need exact match. Even if you don't need exact match, try and sort. In case you still need approximate match, it will still give you what you want. All right. It's time to practice.
Dimension.
Sorry, people. All right, so we continue from here. All right. So this time around, we want to work, we want to so we want to do VLOOKUP on a different sheet, look up value from a different sheet. First, let's do it without the range, without the table. I will go here and take away the range. So we just have a range. Let's come here, VLOOKUP equal to this, and we are looking up this. And what's the name of, where is the sheet we are looking up? Because we have not converted this to a table, we need to go to that sheet. Watch what is happening. Watch at this function bar. Watch what will happen. As soon as I click this sheet, master list, watch what happens. So you see, it has picked the name of this master list. So it's a cell recognizes that this is the name of a sheet, and then it uses this column, this exclamation mark, to show you that you are in another sheet. And so when you look at the VLOOKUP function, it's now recognizing that we are on another sheet, but we need to take note, we need to pick up the range. So what is the range this time? This is the sheet, but we have not picked up the range. So I'll come here, and that's the range. All right, so I have picked up the range, and comma, what do we want to look at for? We are looking at for department, which is 3. And then we want absolute value. And you have entered too many arguments. Did I?
I think you have to remove that master list.
Maybe to cells.
Are we supposed to remove it? Don't think so.
Put cells.
Oh, sorry. I typed lookup instead of VLOOKUP. All right. Sorry about that. So because if you remove the master list, a cell will not know the sheet you're going to.
Where it's coming from.
Yes. So then we can come here and drag it. But when you compare this to the one we did earlier, where come here, first of all, change this to table. Change this to table, and let's name this table sales. Now we'll come here and the country, VLOOKUP, and they want to look up Sonja's country, and the table is sales, and country is number 4, isn't it? I want exact match, and enter. Easy. Bring it down. So see, this one, it's easier. Just the table name. Valentine, check out that question you asked. Just the table name. We don't have, compare it to, let's go to sales.
Okay.
Getting the sheet name and then the range. This can be confusing.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. Can you guys do this? It's easy now, isn't it?
Yes.
Situation like this, when you have error. When you have error like this, how do you handle it? There is a function called NA. There is a function called NA. Let's use it. So what happens here, we will wrap the whole VLOOKUP inside NA, and it will go through this whole column, this column, and see if there's any row that has NA, it will give it whatever we want it. So NA are the function there. And of course, you know it's NA we have here. So we wrap the whole lookup function in that NA. And then the next one is, if there is any NA, what do we want? Say, we can say no match. We put it in a string. Yeah. Or you can say not employee. And then you close it. See? NA, the value, and if there is any NA, value if there is any NA. The value is a lookup value here. And if there's any NA, give us, anywhere you find NA, give us not employee or not an employee. And so what's the problem? There's a problem with this formula. Not trying to type a formula when the first character is an equal to or minus. Minus, I said things is a formula. Okay, sorry, there is a problem. I have not closed it. That should be the formula. That should be the problem. No, that's not the problem. So let me try it with, but I don't think that's the problem. I think I have a problem here. I have two here. Okay, should work. Again. Problem.
I think you should tell it, if any, what to do. If not any, what to do.
Yeah, that's what I've already done.
But you've
Let
not
me,
told it what to do if it's not any.
if it's not NA, it should return the value, which is the lookup function.
Mm.
Yeah. So what is your problem? Come and and that. Otherwise, return it will work. Value is this. Not sure what the problem is, honestly. Right? Sort this out to another day. I'm confused on the one. I don't confuse on the one you have learned. Okay.